This video falls under fair use. Fair use allows commentary, criticism, and reactions. What's up? Back with another one. So Stephen A. pulled up to Lonzo Ball's podcast discussing Michael Jordan being the greatest and not LeBron James. Check this clip out.
LeBron is stat padding to be the GOAT.
I'm doubling down on that. Who the hell don't know that? But by the way, I don't mean it. Listen, I'm not saying it in a negative way that it's embraced. When you exist this long, all right, and you're still playing, we don't look at the Lakers and see a championship team. You ain't beating Oklahoma City. You ain't beating Denver. All right? I don't think you're beating Houston with 4 dudes starting at 6'11" or above. Okay? After watching Wembanyama last night, you might not be San Antonio. I mean, I'm looking at these things and I'm saying, okay, well, you know, you're in your 23rd year. You understand? And you accumulate in all of these stats. You know, you're the all-time leading scorer now. You passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You're going to your 21st All-Star game. You're doing this. You're doing that. Fine. Because you ain't winning another league MVP. That ain't going to happen. All right? You ain't winning another finals. That ain't happening. So you there because you're going to accumulate these numbers. And by the way, he deserves it. Go get it. And get paid, too. Because I think the $52.6 million that he opted in for, LeBron is worth more than that. He's worth every penny, all right? Give him his money. But along the way, just understand that it don't buy you GOAT status. You're not getting that.
So who is your GOAT?
Michael Jordan.
Unquestioned.
Without question. I've been saying that since the man retired, and ain't a person changed my mind.
Top 3.
Top 3 all time? Okay. I would tell you Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Can we say why you think MJ's the GOAT?
Okay. Since you ask. 6 championships, 6 NBA Finals MVPs, 5 league MVPs, never allowed the game to go to a Game 7 of an NBA Finals, 10-time scoring champion, 9-time All-NBA defensive first-team player, steals champion, former Defensive Player of the Year award winner. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Oh, by the way, played all 82 games about 7 to 8 times. Really? That's what we really having this kind of discussion? That we going to really sit here as people who have watched tape, who have watched Michael Jordan play, knowing the culture that exists in the NBA and how it's changed. And by the way, I don't mean this in a negative way in terms of softness, but the game is called softer. I'm giving you facts.
But the skill is higher, though.
That's fine. But let me tell you why you can't use that as an excuse. If I can hurt you, I can compromise you. In other words, like, for example.
But actually, I'm going to let you finish. Go ahead.
So let's say, for example, when Steph Curry first came into the league, man, when he had those ankle injuries and stuff like that, you understand that back in the day, he wouldn't have been able to do but so much. You understand that back in the day, they would have tripped him. You understand they stepped on his foot. They done all types of stuff. They got away with everything. You know, because they weren't as protective of the stars as they are now. You were hand checking. You could body cats up. What you would get ejected for and suspended for a week now was a foul back in the day. The road to prosperity has to be taken into consideration.
So what if I tell you this, though?
Sure.
If you take Bron and put him on them Bulls teams, they still have 6 rings.
I would challenge that.
You would challenge that?
Yes.
Let me just jump in real quick because whenever this conversation comes up, it always sparks a whole wave of opinions. That's why this topic never dies down and why every new comment instantly gets people debating all over again.
Let me tell you why I would challenge it. I agree with you if you're taking LeBron from the time that he won against OKC and he won his first title. I get to look at the 7 previous years.
But when did Jordan win?
I'm not talking about years. I'm talking about heart. You see, you got to remember something, fellas. We got to see. You can't go here because I'm not going to run.
I gotta go there because I firmly believe there's some players that you put in the '90s. Like I know you seen Wembanyama last night.
Oh yeah. There's no.
What does he look like in the '90s?
There's no answer. You want me to tell you what happened to him? Want me to tell you what happened to him?
He's shooting it over though.
Remember when he had what happened to him last year?
He got into some blood clots.
That would have happened to him. That's what they would have done to him back in the day. They'd have found a way. That's what they did. I'm just telling you. You had cats that had a license to assault you. It was a different game. But let me get back to your. Let me get back to your point. So, LeBron is a total package kind of player. 6'9", 260, post you up, do all of these other things. See, y'all want to ignore how you lost to Dallas. You don't get to do that.
I don't ignore it. But
Hold on, wait a minute.
I think he should have won that, honestly.
Time out.
That's probably his only fault on his resume.
That's fine, but understand the importance of that fault. Here's why. You didn't have a bad game. You were scared. It was the fourth quarter of 4 consecutive games of an NBA Finals. Unquestionably, the greatest player in the world went 4 games scoring 4 points or less in the fourth quarter with J.J. Barea and Jason Terry guarding him. There is no discussion here. There's no discussion here. The point that I'm making to you is this. There's a bigger element to go to here. Everybody has bad games. You can have a bad series. But when mentally you're warped, now you have to take into consideration the kind of advantage you've given the opposition if they were against you. I am not telling you that the LeBron that won the next year and the year after that, okay, could not be in the GOAT conversation. I'm trying to say that person that showed up against Dallas, that Michael Jordan or those caliber of players would have never let him overcome those mental, emotional disabilities.
What's up? So what are my thoughts about this? Here's the thing. When Stephen A. brings up the idea of Michael Jordan being held above LeBron on Lonzo Ball's podcast, he is tapping into a conversation that has been going on for years, and one that a lot of analysts, both active and retired players, and longtime fans already talk about regularly. Many people in the sports world point to the impact Jordan had on competition, culture, and the way the league grew during his era. Others discuss how his approach to the game, his undefeated record in the biggest moments, and his unmatched branding effect shaped how greatness is measured. On the other side, there are fans who focus on LeBron's versatility, longevity, and influence across multiple teams, so the discussion stays lively. What keeps the debate going is the idea that greatness is measured by different factors depending on who you ask. Some look at dominance, some look at consistency, some look at leadership, and others look at how a player shifts the sport globally. So when Stephen A. makes a firm statement like this, it aligns with what many commentators have been saying for a long time, but there is still plenty of room for people to weigh different criteria and come to their own conclusions. That's why this topic keeps coming back, no matter how many times it gets addressed, and why each new conversation adds another angle instead of ending the debate. Okay, so drop a comment, smash that like button, and make sure you subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video.